take the kids to school in it.
No, so to address this, the producers gave us each a budget of £5,000, and they told us to buy 4-door saloons that could be used every day, but that would also be good on a track day. And because the challenges they had in mind were quite serious, they told us to meet up in the world's least amusing city. Yep, it was Berlin. I was the first to arrive, and as you would imagine, I had done everything properly. This is a Mercedes 190 Cosworth, and Martin Brundle, the former Formula One driver, said that this car had one of the best chassis ever fitted to a 4-door saloon. It is, if you like, the thinking man's BMW M3. Talking of which...
Oh, yeah. Take a look.
Yes.
BMW M3, 3.2 litres.
So you bought the wrong one?
No, actually I haven't, because the original one is now considered the classic. So you can't get a good one for less than 15,000. This, the Series 2 of the M3, is bigger, faster and better. So this is the famous Mercedes 190.
It is.
2.3, 16. It's known for being the slowest performance car of all time.
At that moment, we were interrupted by the arrival of Clarkson.
Predictable.
For good reason.
The only reason you two didn't buy a Ford Sierra Sapphire Cosworth is because you forgot about it.
No, it's because when you think of high-performance 4-door saloons, you naturally think of Germany.
It's what they do here.
Exactly.
And where was yours made?
It was designed by a man called Boer Banson, who is German.
And where was it built?
Belgium.
Oh, Belgium, the mecca for the performance motorists.
Yeah. Belgium is home to everything: tennis players, ships.
It's not the first place you think of going for a performance saloon car.
You are going to lose this and you will end up in Sakula, whatever.
At that moment, a challenge arrived.
Oh, hello. Thank you. You will now leave Berlin and head down an unrestricted autobahn.
Good.
Points will be awarded for every MPH more than 130 that you can, or should we say, dare, achieve.
So I'll be out of second gear when they're going down.
Stop speed?
Top speed of that?
Yeah.
151.
Mine had to be limited to 155. This was when they introduced limited. They realised it's too fast. It's a monster. It was
Fair
limited.
enough, because this had the 6-cylinder engine, 3.2 litres.
3.2, yeah.
James, I seem to remember this was not that fast.
No.
What was its top speed?
143.
143?
Yeah.
So not really a performance car.
But I reckon mine will still do that, because it is a Mercedes-Benz.
What?
Oh my God!
Ah, the interior, yeah.
Have you seen the inside of his car?
Toffee and caramel, that interior is.
It's not.
Yeah.
Oh, it's gone for the fake wood door
Oh, yeah.
pulls.
That's a quality touch.
Right, we've got to get out of Berlin.
Okay.
What's that?
I don't know.
Wasn't there this morning.
You don't get fell out of James's luggage, do you?
Fell out of my what? I missed that.
Oh, yes. Straight 6. That's a proper engine. This is the one.
What this car has, and that the other two cars don't have, is a dogleg first gear. I should explain this. Normally, first gear is away from you and forwards, but here it is away from you and backwards. That means that second and third, and then fourth and fifth, are in straight lines, which is what you want for racing. So that is a sign that this car has a proper motorsport pedigree.
You have to remember that in the late 80s, early 90s, the Germans were all drunk, running around celebrating the fall of the Berlin Wall. And that showed in the sloppiness of the cars they were making. The Belgians, on the other hand, they never have anything to celebrate. They just get up, go to work and do a good job, as we can see here.
Those are his reversing lights. James, what was that?
Nothing. Look, I've had 30 years of it being left and forwards. It's a difficult habit to get out of.
On the outskirts of Berlin, we pulled over so our cars could be fitted with super accurate speedometers. And then we hit the Autobahn to see which one was the fastest. Right, for Belgium! 2-litre, 16-valve, massive turbo. 5,000 RPM, 5.5, into fifth. 120. Come on, come on! 125, 6, 7. Oh, it's pulling to the right, it's gone floaty. 128, 9. Come on, let's have 130. Traffic. Lot of trucks, lot of trucks.
117, 21. Feeling good. 128, 132, 135, traffic. Oh God!
Calm down, 114. Concentrate. 122, bit of a weed. Oh, bloody lorry. Achtung, schnell, schnell!
It turned out that while you're allowed to reach the top speed of your car on the Autobahn, it's not easy. You get an East German truck. Yes, look, he's doing it, he's doing it. You just get these East German trucks and they just pull out when they want to pull out. Eventually, though, the traffic did thin. So we went for another run. Here we go, again! Don't pull out. Do not pull out. 132, 3, 4, 5. Go! Come on! 136. Smelling pretty bad. Smelling pretty bad. 138. 9. 140 miles an hour. Oh, yes! Engine temperature shooting up, but that was 142 miles per hour. Not bad for a 21-year-old Ford.
Woo! 135! Yes! Come on, give me 140. Give me 140. There it is.
Just 3 more miles per hour and the German Cosworth would beat the Belgian Cosworth.
Come on, come on, come on. Not gonna do it. Sorry. Doing my best.
Now, watch and learn.
Come on now, come on now, come on now. 138. 144. 47. 48. 49, 50. 152. Traffic. Slowing. This thing will do 155 pretty easily. I've just hit traffic every time.
Yeah, this will do 180.
It will.
With round 1 going to the BMW, we pulled over in the next town and were given another challenge.
So far, we've established the speed your cars can go. To see how practical they are, for the next bit of the journey, you'll take it in turns to carry some passengers.
As it turned out, it wasn't all right.
If we do crash, it will take some explaining.
Come on, I'm the tallest thing here.
It's not as bad as you'd think, actually.
I'm trying to be killed by lightning.
What?
I'm trying to be killed by lightning.
Sorry?
Are you deaf?
Sorry?
in you go. Sadly, I wasn't killed by lightning, so I went next. Oh, I might just move these. It's my light reading over here. Almost immediately, I realised that there was enough space in the back and that the rear suspension was coping fine. So I decided to pull over as quickly as possible. Kill me. And handed the band over to James. Ready, James?
Yeah. Warlords! Shy, sir.
After a while, it became apparent James wasn't coming back.
Oh, hello. This looks like trouble.
While waiting for the Mercedes to cool down, we asked the Umpar band which car they thought was the most spacious. Best. Is it the Mercedes?
No,
Definitely not the Mercedes. What about the BMW?
it's the best.
Yeah, you see.
Why?
Yeah,
It's smaller than the Ford.
It's coming
It has-
from Bavaria like us.
Isn't the test of where's they're from? This is just racism against the Belgians.
Listen, their decision is final. They decided it won the, what are we calling it, the Umpar test?
The Umpar
The Umpar test. It won fair and square.
Because
That's
it's
that.
Bavarian.
It won.
Thank you for nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Now, earlier on, we proved that this BMW M3 is better in pretty much every way than this Mercedes and this Ford.
Because of racism.
Yeah, whatever. The thing is, now it's time for us to go back to Germany so the BMW can win all the other tests as well. We begin with Jeremy, predictably moaning.
So this part of the world was ruined first of all by Hitler, then Stalin, and now Jonathan Porridge with his windmills.
I like it.
They're noisy, they're pointless.
Oh, I like it. Right.
Your cars will now be tested for faults by ADAC, Germany's equivalent of the AA. They test them now after we've maxed them on the Autobahn. Brilliant.
Well, I heard it.
Apparently one of ADAC's mobile patrols will arrive shortly.
So we're looking for a van.
Yeah, it'll be a van of some
That's
sort.
all right then.
It was a van, but this being Germany...
It's got a reception look.
It's how it is. The ADAC men took charge of James's Merc.
Guten Tag, Klaus.
Vorwärts!
What's wrong with the car?
His racing gearbox is going well. The equipment they had in the van was extraordinary, and the tests were very thorough. They used a computer to measure the boiling point of the Merc's brake fluid, and a gizmo to check the roundness of its tyres.
Well, there's a laser and everything.
It was doing quite well, but then...
Oh dear.
Scheiße.
What's a load of rubbish?
After this, things got worse.
I did 140 miles an hour.
You did 140 miles an hour and your wheels nicht good.
All very bad. Give it a lot of rust.
I felt it was time I put these German chappies straight on a few things.
Martin Brundle war sehr gut maniering über die Auto.
What was that you just said about Martin Brundle?
I was just saying really how Martin Brundle said that this was really the finest rear drive chassis he'd ever driven.
He never said any...
He had one.
He did not say it. Unluckily for you, May, I have Martin Brundle's number on my telephone.
Well, he will confirm that he said that and that he had one.
This
He did.
claim was the best.
And he famously said that.
Martin?
Actually, I'll talk.
Right, no, get off. Martin,
Let me talk. Martin, morning, it's James from Top Gear. Hi, how are you?
Yeah, good. Are you somewhere exciting?
Well, I'm underneath a Mercedes 190 Cosworth, actually. And the other two won't believe me when I say that you said, quite categorically, that this was the finest rear-drive chassis of any car in the world and the best you'd ever driven.
When did I say that? I've had a few knocks on the head, but I don't remember saying that. I mean, it's not a bad engine, but no, I mean, it's really not that good. You need the M3 for the best chassis from around that time, I thought.
Yeah, you see, that was always my belief, that people believed the M3 was better, and it sort of got this folkloric reputation, but everybody who knew what they were talking about, i.e. you, Ayrton Senna, knew that actually the Mercedes was the superior car.
I don't remember Ayrton getting out and saying, that is the best rear drive chassis I've ever been in. I think he got out and said, I'm really pleased to drag Lauda and Prost and all those guys.
It's overheating.
Niki Lauda and Alan Prost as well. That's absolutely. I mean, I didn't know that. You don't need to speak.
I do need to speak to him. Martin, you've turned it off.
He's catching an aeroplane to his second home.
What did he say?
He confirmed everything I said about him. He also says the engine is excellent and that the M3 was a mere shadow of what this car was.
Did he?
That's what he said. Yes, he did.
That's what he said.
That's exactly what he said.
Right, lower the car. Next, it was the turn of Mike Cosworth. Meine Auto ist der einzige mit Blaser Eyebite. Mein Auto ist Designen von einer Deutsche.
Yeah.
Good. It's making it plain. I don't want him to mark it down because it's Belgian. As it happens, the ADAC man was impressed with my car. Good.
All good.
All good!
But it would now be humiliated by the much younger M3.
I hate to say this, because it's verging on complimenting you, but your car is now actually quite cool and collectible, whereas that is just something driven by imbeciles.
Meine Innenreihen waren wunderbar, ja?
Best car? Segment? Yes. It is.
As it turned out, it wasn't.
Oh, crikey, look at that. That's the anti-roll bar, isn't it?
Do you think it had an accident?
Kaput.
It's
That's why you've got a different shock absorber. So it's been botched together.
It has clearly had a crash, hasn't it?
Soon it was time to get our scores.
The results, and that's your Ford.
The Ford.
And the BMW. Thank you. What would be a good score on this? A new car would score, a good car.
150 points.
I will go first with my score. Are we ready? 58.
58, that's good. 19.
19? That's not so good.
No.
Hammond?
6.
He's not serious.
6.
Yes.
6.
Right.
Varun.
What? The Ford? I've only got 6.
Drag is very bad.
Yeah.
58.
That's a pass.
I mean, he knows what I've got, naught.
Would you say the BMW is dangerous?
Yes.
This had a dramatic effect on the way Hammond drove.
6. I don't know how it could score less. It would have to have, like, wheels missing or a tiger in it.
Tonight, on First Gear, Richard Hammond drives across Germany in a death trap. Hammond's mood wasn't improved when he found out where we'd be staying the night.
You've got to be kidding.
Yep, Colditz is now a hotel. The next morning, James and Richard checked out in the traditional fashion. have you two been?
Well, how did you get out?
I just used my credit card at the reception desk. Well, they all didn't do that.
Well, it wouldn't have made for a very good television series, would it?
Well, we wouldn't have kept it up for 28 episodes.
Yes.
Next week, Major Pat Reed denies having watched the movie that appeared on his bill.
To Richard's consternation, it was then time for our track day. And the producers insisted we stuck to track day etiquette by wearing clothing from the catalogues of the companies that made our cars. Holy moly!
Oh, that is.
That's not a good look.
Says a lot about people who drive Mercedes-Benz.
It does, and you know, as of Monday morning, I don't anymore.
There's a fire around here. Imagine
Oh, the
melting.
melting. Now, the most important challenge. Which of you has the fastest track day car? To make sure this test is fair, each of your cars will be driven by the same driver.
Yes! I don't have to go out there in my death trap because
Oh, yes, you do. You will be in the passenger seat while the car is driven by a tame racing driver.
What, the stick?
No, he's not the Stig. He's the Stig's German cousin. Looks like the Stig to me. Still the Stig. Still the Stig. It is the Stig.
No, hang on.
Oh my giddy arm.
Mullet. I think it might be Stiggy Ray Cyrus.
First up for Herr Stig was the Mercedes.
No.
That doesn't sound good.
You've got to remember that in the ADAC test they revealed that the steering was a bit loose. There's a lot of play in the rack, so just don't overdo it, okay? Bloody hell!
To compensate for the Merc's lack of power, Sherman Stig was on maximum attack.
So this is bigger than the Nürburgring, right, this track?
Must be, because of the amount of time it's taken to get around.
35 miles.
Yeah,
maybe
must
40.
You can feel the multi-link Martin Brundle approved rear suspension hunkering down. Get a grip, man!
It's 2 minutes 19.3, and we've no idea what that means. But we'd soon find out, because it was time to lap the Ford. And the Muscles from Brussels is underway! The Jean-Claude Van Dammenator!
That rear suspension is collapsed.
This is pure track day magic! 1,250 kilograms, that's all it weighs, the same as a Mini! But it has 200 horsepower!
So this German Stig fan, will you take well to Jeremy sort of shouting at him and stuff, do you think?
He didn't take any notice of me when I told him which gear to change into.
Who would?
This, remember, is the car which has won the British Touring Car Championship, the World Touring Car Championship, the British Rally Championship! That Stig is a maniac!
Here he comes.
Oh, this is going to be close. 12, 13, 14. Come on, let's have it. 2,
Yeah.
14.
Yo! 5 seconds faster.
All that remained was to lap Hammond's crash-damaged death trap.
There are quite a lot of right-hand turns, aren't there, in that first bit?
Yeah. You're really putting a lot of stress on the front left suspension.
Exactly.
If your car had, let's say, an accident and had been mended cheaply on the front left corner.
Stop talking. Now, here's Stig. There's one important thing I have to tell you about this car before we set off. No, I didn't mean set off! I told you the thing! What about the thing? Are you cold?
No!
Tell me we're not going right. We're going right.
You know what I'm expecting to see? Just the front wheel coming across the line in about 2 minutes' time.
I'm just waiting to hear the unmistakable sound of metal snapping. Of arterial blood.
120 miles an hour, a car that only scored 6.
The points.
Here we go.
Yes. What? Well, come on then. What was the time for the BM? What was the lap time?
I've forgotten.
Tell me, what was it? Come on.
Seriously.
What did he do it in?
2:06.
Yes, there you go. Thank you very much. I win that.
So, yeah, you get 1 point for every second underneath 3 minutes. So, 2:06, 54 points
Oh, yeah.
for you there. Why is that 3:14?
What?
Well, I did the lap in 2 minutes 14.
No, but you see, the producer disagrees.
Why?
Well, it was that new producer we got. The one from Uruguay.
Sorry, mate, he's right. He didn't see one of those minutes,
Yeah.
so you can't have it.
But it was on television.
So that's inadmissible.
Yeah, doesn't count.
This
Sorry.
is ridiculous.
Bad luck, moving on. So that means my BMW was the fastest on the Autobahn, it was the most spacious in that test, and then it put in the fastest lap.
Well, I will now garner back some points because it's the YouTube section. As we know, people who go to track days, they put a camera on the dashboard, they record their lap, they put that lap on the on YouTube, and we were told to do the same thing, okay? And then there would be 1 point for every hit we got. James, I believe now we have a clip from your Mercedes lap. Let's have a look at that now.
And we're off. A little bit of tramping from the axle there, and I'm going to select fourth as we come up to the end of the straight, and we go into turn 1 as we go round turn 1. Oh, cop. As you can see, there are bollards on the circuit, which is not what I was expecting, and must mean I've gone the wrong way.
How can you get lost on a racetrack, mate?
It's
one way.
I know, I don't understand it. I'm sorry.
All right. So let's have a look then at a clip from Jeremy's video, shall we?
And coming up now to the end of the map, I'm doing 195 miles an hour, 200, 210 miles an hour now, 220, and across the line.
You just lied and then sped up the film.
A bit.
Well, a lot.
A bit. Well, let's have a look at your lap then in the death trap.
All right.
Okay, here we go.
And listen to that straight 6.
You didn't take it out.
No, I did. The camera broke. I did it properly, and I did very well. Stop doing that. That's very
You were
annoying.
a chicken.
No, I wasn't. I did do a lap. The camera broke. It just recorded sound.
Okay, we've had those clips up now for, what, a week?
Yeah.
How many hits did you get?
I got 71.
You think to suggestion 71 people. Why would 71 people?
Why do people feel
Well, there
compelled
we
to
are,
put those things
71
on?
points for you.
Okay.
I got 137.
Wow.
Hammond.
7. 7, yeah.
7, that was pathetic.
Thinking back, I should have misspelled M3 in the tagline bit on the
What,
internet.
3M?
No, if I'd spelled it Angelina Jolie topless, I'd have got more hits than both of you put together, but I didn't.
Anyway, we then did an economy run from Germany into Poland. Sadly, there isn't time tonight to show you that. The upshot was, though, James ran out of petrol. Therefore, you get minus 141.
Hang on, what? I've got minus exactly what I already had.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the rules. It happened to him once, actually.
It did.
Yeah.
That is the rules. You're minus 141, so you're currently on 0. I get 10 for that because I won in the Ford thanks to its 2-litre engine, and you get 5 for coming second.
Yeah.
Which means we have just one final challenge, something to do with price. I have it here.
So this is like a 2-horse race now, isn't it? It's either you or me who's going to win this.
Oh,
He's
absolutely. He is completely out. He's on 0.
Okay.
So here we go. You get 1 point for every pound your car was under the £5,000 budget.
So hang on, mine cost £3,990, so I get 1,010 points there. Look at that. that's I like that. Go on, then. How much did yours cost?
£4,999.
So you get 4 points, which means clearly I win that. Thank you very much.
Well, I may as well have just bought a toy car. If it was going to get the price, I would have got £5,000 and I'd have won.
Those are the rules, and I win. Thank you. I'm delighted. And rightly so.
I'm sorry if I may just take that from you and ask you to stand to one side because my car was £2,990, meaning I have 2,010 points straight away there, which I think you will find makes me the winner.
That's just silly. That's just ridiculous.
Are we honestly going to say on the world's biggest motoring show to 350 million people that the best track day car is a slow, rusty, wobbly-wheeled, small, uneconomical piece of junk?
Yes. And on that bombshell, it's time to say goodnight. Goodbye.